Welcome to Pulpit once again, Linda.
Yes, hi Quentin. Lovely to be back with you this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know if you caught my link that I had earlier. Tomorrow, 25th of Jan, big day for many people.
Payday, yes.
Payday. We've been waiting for it. We've been longing for it. It is here. Can you feel it? Well, you know what? There is another side to it, and you kind of always just kind of draw us. Just get back into the box, guys. Stay in the box.
Stay in the box.
You're like someone at the radio station. Her name is Linda. I'm not going to tell her what her surname is. And she's always like, stay in the box, cute. You got to stay in the box. Stay within the parameters. And that's important because, I mean, we've received our first fruits for this new year. And now what, Linda?
Now what? Yes, that's a really great question. And, you know, today's focus was, the heading today was certainly looking at one's rules for oneself around money.
Please.
Which, you know, for some people, they may have some idea of what they will be doing with their money, or they have some clarity. But, you know, creating some money rules really does give you a sense of containment and a sense of certainty in terms of, you know, where you are right now certainly now, you know, for many people getting their first month's salary for January. And, you know, what is your commitment? I would be asking people, you know, what would be your commitment in terms of where that money is going to be going, which, you know, what part is covering your month-end expenses, and of course there's the day-to-day expenses, and then there's the giving as well as the saving part. So setting down some clear rules is almost like putting it into sort of black and white about, you know, where you want your money to go. And sometimes for, you know, if people think about their relationship with money, which we touched on last time, you know, there might be areas or times where people have not felt so good about the way they've handled their money, or they've sometimes just looked in their wallet and you know, wondered where it's all gone. And sometimes it's those behaviors that leave you feeling rather stressed around your money. And so this would be the reason behind thinking about some money rules. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What are some ideas that one can bring forward to safeguard your money? And in fact, I even like to say or suggest that people want to look at protecting their money, but not even from outside sources, from actually protecting your money from yourself, if that makes sense. And, you know, so, I mean, just a couple ideas, you know, and we touched on this last time as well, that, you know, if one is trying to get out of debt, for example, you might have a rule or a new rule called no longer using your credit cards or store cards. And a rule might be that you would leave them at home, because if they're at home, they can't be used. Another level even to take that to, as some people do, is to go as far as cutting up those cards. But another aspect might be, you know, not asking friends or family to lend money. You know, when you're feeling that you need money and then you're having to borrow money. So that would be another idea, to make that commitment. It's a new year. It's the end of the first month. It's time to put those boundaries in place to safeguard the financial future that you're creating. But interestingly, there's another side to it as well, and that is where, and quite a number of my clients have shared this scenario with me, and that is where people come to them asking to borrow money. And very often it's money that they may not ever get back. And so that would be another rule where one might decide, okay, I want to assist and help other people, but there needs to be a boundary around that too. So a rule or a commitment that one can create there might be that you allocate a certain amount of your own money that will be available to help others, but in a way that it's planned and it's going to work for you, rather than compromising your own saving goals or your own, you know, management of expenses. I mean, there's some people even who go as far as getting into their, you know, digging into their own savings to lend and help others. And not that there's anything wrong with doing that, but when you're not going to get it back and then you are having the financial stress, that's not going to work for you ultimately. So this is what I'm talking about, to bring in those sort of rules that just give you guidelines that it's okay to say no sometimes.
Wow. These are some of the rules and the guidelines around managing your money.
Exactly. And sometimes it comes down to simply committing to live within one's means. You know, that, and I touched on this at one of our previous conversations, where one might even set up what I call a cash diet. So that means that you work out what you've got for the month, for those day-to-day expenses, like, you know, groceries and maybe getting takeaways, or even for parking, and just the other incidentals and things like that. And then whatever your monthly amount might be, actually breaking it into a weekly amount so that you know what you have per week. In fact, you even can break it down further and break it down to even a daily amount, because that then is a guide towards knowing where you are and knowing when your budget or your allowance or the amount of money you have allocated for that period of time is complete. So there's no more getting to the third week of the month and then wondering, you know, how you're going to get to the end of the month, because, as they say, the money finishes before the month does. So, you know, out of this, the suggestion I might like to make to some of your listeners would be, you know, to take out a piece of paper and just to speculate on what would be the things that they would, or the rules, let me put it that way, the rules or the commitments that they would like to bring to their money management. And that might be as simple as saying, I will track my expenses, that I'll know where my money goes, rather than, as I said earlier, wondering where it went, which is a very common experience that people report to me, that they're often left just wondering where the money went, which is quite a scary thought, actually.
It is, very
much. People draw 500 Rand or even 1,000 Rand, and they might say a day or so later, I'm not even sure where it went. And these are the results that come about due to the lack of rules and the lack of planning. So, as I say, my suggestion would be to really look and see what are the things that you could bring to your, as I say, your money rules that would really make a difference. And write these things down and even share it with other people. You know, getting support from others certainly does make a very big difference. And this could really make a huge difference in the long term. You know, if one practices these new rules over the next few months, you might start to see very different outcomes with one's money. And certainly getting out of debt might be one of them, building savings, and certainly feeling a lot better.
I like these little chats we have about money management and, you know, rules and regulations in terms of how to do this thing and get it right, and that you're not surprised, because I found myself in that particular scenario where, you know, you like on the verge of something and you like spur of the moment, I need to draw 500 or 600 Rand, and a day later I'm like, what did I do with that money? You know, really, it starts with getting the basic fundamentals right. Set yourself some rules. Yes,
yeah, exactly. And, you know, just drawing cash from the ATM, you know, it's a very convenient, you know, easy way to get one's money or one's cash. But the moment you put it in the wallet, and, you know, the level of accountability just drops, and that feeling of, oh my word, where's it gone? As I say, that is such a common complaint. And there is a way around it, and that's just simply about being accountable. And here's an idea that I often share with clients as well, and that is to actually manage your own money, and even specifically your cash. Manage it in a way, maybe you'll like this one, Quentin, manage it in a way as if it was somebody else's money. And why I say that is that, you know, when we're being given, say, maybe the job or the task to look after a kitty of money, we can be very accountable. You know, we'll arrive with the change, we'll have all the slips, and there it all is. And sometimes we need to bring that same behavior to our own money. And the reason, of course, for doing this is because you're doing it for yourself. That's the irony of it. It's and I find it very liberating, very healing, actually. You know, you start to actually feel that you're on top of this thing called money, rather than, you know, chasing after it and wondering where it's gone, and that's all very, very stressful.
You've provided, you know, listeners and members of the community with a diary that assists them on basically managing and kind of just putting down the rules in terms of how to manage your money. Talk to us about that and where people can find it.
Yes, that's right. Well, it's called the Linda's Abundance Diary, and it's available at most CNA and exclusive bookstores. And it's broken down, well, into literally gives you daily as well as weekly and monthly templates to use to literally, A, track your money, secondly, set goals and record your plans. There's even a spending plan template, so you can actually draft out where you anticipate your money is going to go. So there's a before column and there's an after column. So you can track where it's going to go, or you plan that it's going to go, and then you can record later on where it actually went. And this is very useful because seeing where it actually went might be different. And again, if you know about these things, you can then do something different the following month. In fact, the diary really provides a platform for people to powerfully engage with their money. And the feedback I've been getting over the years has been pretty phenomenal. I mean, people have literally reported that it's changed their lives, that they've had a better understanding of their habits around their money, and through that have started to feel more positive about it, or have started to build up savings. And the bottom line of it all is that money and how it occurs in our lives literally affects our very experience of life, and sometimes in an unfortunately negative way. And so the diary really provides that foundation for people to get a handle on it and get order or bring order to their finances, and in that way feel better, which is really wonderful.
And then, of course, people can log onto your website for any further details. You want to give us those details real quick?
Okay, great. Yes, the website is lindiary.com. That's lindiary.com. And they can certainly go there to read up more about the diary. There's also an abundance journal. And I also run monthly workshops here in Cape Town. So, where people get to meet with other people who are going through similar experiences and, just wanting to get structures and practices that can make a difference to their money and how they manage it, what they're doing, and basically getting to experience some peace of mind when it comes to their money.
Linda Smith, financial abundance coach, talking about to us about the rules and regulations of how to manage your money. Go to Linda Diary or Lindy Diary.
Yeah, Lynn Diary, that's right.
Lynn Diary.
Yeah.
LINDIARY.
.com. That's correct.
.com.
That's it.
Fantastic. lindiary.com is where you'll find more details about Linda Smith and the financial abundance work that she does. I thank you so very, very kindly for your time and sharing those insights into how to set rules in terms of managing your finances. I look forward to our conversation again next week, Thursday, and may you have a lovely, lovely weekend, and may you spoil yourself after tomorrow.
Wonderful.
Have a lovely one, Linda.
Thank you, Quentin.
You take care now.
Thank you.